What's going on, you guys? So, what's next for Gervonta Tank Davis? A lot of people been very critical of his performance last night. You know, considering the fact that Gamboa is a 38-year-old fighter who's seen much better days in his career. I think that a lot of other people been giving Tank Davis a lot of credit for his performance against Gamboa. Gamboa, the funny thing in that fight is that I felt that Tank Davis, that fight should have been a lot easier than it was. I think that Tank Davis should have set up his shots better. He shows a lot of talent. Tank Davis has a shit ton of talent, a lot of speed, a lot of power, just a lot of everything. He seemed like that guy that could do a lot more, but he was just looking for the knockout constantly, and that's why the fight looked the way it did. Even though he was winning every round, Gamboa, let's just be honest, he was a guy that was just surviving in there. You know what I'm saying? He was a guy that was literally limping around on one foot. He couldn't plant his feet to really even throw a real punch. And, you know, it went all the way to 12 rounds. So people are going to be very critical of Tank Davis because of that, and especially considering, you know, who he's with and the hype that's behind him. And, you know, a little bit of trash talk that he be doing. I think that a lot of fans don't realize that, you know, and, you know, this is going what I'm saying about who is he going to fight. A lot of fans don't realize that these promotional companies and these networks, and this is why your boy Shit Boxer pulled back from the PBC fandom, because I realized that these networks are gonna have to work with each other in order for some of the best fights to happen. The PBC is gonna have to work with the Top Rank in order to get some of these good fights for Gervonta Tank Davis. Top Rank is gonna have to work with PBC in order to get some of the good welterweights. You get what I'm saying? Matchroom has a lot of the heavyweights to fight. You know, so each promotional company has something to bring to the table. You know, a lot of fans get too caught up into, well, PBC does his own thing, but who is Tank Davis going to fight on PBC side? Who is he going to pull up a Leo Santa Cruz, or is he going to go back down to super featherweight? He could barely make lightweight. And that's another thing about Tank. He needs to take this more seriously. He needs to maybe change up some things at camp. Maybe his trainer is too much of a yes man. There's no way Tank Davis should have missed weight. He has all the resources. He has all the inspiration and motivation he needs to be truly as great as people see that he could be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of these fanboys on here, man. Tank Davis is, you never heard me call this guy a bum. Tank Davis is supremely talented. You always heard me say it. But there's a few things that I feel I need to see in order for me to really become a believer. Teofimo Lopez showed me that he could come back from a bad night, you know, and then come out and show out against a champion and take his belt by knockout. Maybe Tank Davis could do that in his next fight, but who is he gonna fight? In order for Tank Davis to really get better, he needs to start fighting better opposition. He needs to start leveling up. He's not gonna get any better. Fighting these feeder fish, these you know, these guys that he's supposed to beat, these guys that could really give him no real adversity. He's lucky that Gamboa was way past his prime. If this was a more prime Gamboa, he would have got his ass kicked. Because let's be honest, after Bud beat Gamboa went on a little streak until he ran into that Robin Hood guy. You know what I'm saying? Gamboa went on a nice little run. He went on like a 3 or 4 fight run after getting beat by Crawford. A lot of people probably didn't even acknowledge that. Check your box rec. You know what I'm saying? But Gamboa, since then, he's 38 years old. For one, we all know the little guys, the first thing to go is the speed and the reflexes and shit like that. The last thing to go is the power. But he couldn't even land it and plant his feet to throw his punches, really. And he still did a little bit of damage to Tank Davis. Just a little bit. He had Tank Davis looking kind of worse than I ever seen him look. But back to what I was saying, but who is he going to fight, man? You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to, you know, he's coming out saying things like, you know, Lomachenko's old, but if Lomachenko's old, what is Gamboa? I'll fight him on my timetable. What you mean? What does that even mean? You fight him we want to see this fight while Lomachenko still has some blood left. We don't want to wait till Lomachenko past his prime and he's been getting beat up. Then you want to hop in and fight him. It seemed like a lot of the PBC guys like to do that. They want to see how these other guys look first in the fights, and then they'll feel that it could exploit it. Or when they ain't got nothing left on the table, then that's when they want to go take some risk. Take them now. Make boxing great again, man. Nobody don't care if you lose, bro. You want to go out on your shield, man. You still young, man. He needs to fight Lomachenko soon. But Lomachenko has Teofimo Lopez problems. And I really think that Teofimo Lopez at this point could really beat Lomachenko. And then we have the question to whether, Tank Davis versus Teofimo Lopez. What if that happens? Who wins that fight? Teofimo Lopez showed up and showed out against Richard Coleman. He has speed, power, agility. He got a lot of momentum now since that good win. You know what I'm saying? So really, at the end of the day, who is Gervonta Tank Davis really going to fight that's going to really help him get better? Unless they just continue over promoting and feeding us, selling the public these third-rate fights. Because this Gamboa fight wasn't even, this was supposed to be a showcase fight, but it was supposed to be a layup, but he damn near missed it. This is supposed to be Tank Davis' showcase fight. He's supposed to it was supposed to just be him just showcase. But it turned out to be a lot tougher than that. Tell me what you guys think, man. Who is Tank Davis going to fight next? And then at the end of the day, these networks are going to have to work with each other. Each guy, Matchroom, DAZN, PBC, Fox, ESPN, Top Rank, they all going to have to work together in order for us fans to get to some of the best fights in boxing. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.